Hi friends, it's Marta here. What I'm having here is a bunch of the embossing folders. These are those little ones. Some of them, the majority of these actually comes from the free magazines, which I've gathered over the years. Couple of them I've bought, but I thought let's play with these ones. This is actually the part of the Monday challenge. And I think I announced this challenge on my group for like 2 weeks ago. But I never had the time to actually work around it. So I just thought like, okay, I'm just gonna grab it and I'll show you a couple ideas how you can make cards just purely with these. You not necessarily need to every time pull up all the gear, all the dice, stamps and everything. You can actually play and try to make a use of these. So let's get started. So once again, very warm welcome everyone. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine, and in today's video we're gonna be playing with these embossing folders. I have 3 ready-made card bases which are A6 size, and then I cut a couple of the panels which are also in the same size, and I've decided to give them a little bit color. I'm using 2 colors of the Distress oxide inks. This is a tumble glass and the spoon sugar. So these are very delicate colors. I'm just gonna be adding a very gentle wash of the color using this blending brushes, and I'm not trying to be super precise here. I don't mind there's some splatters. I also went one step as well and stamp this splatter stamp over here, and then I am gently spraying it with some water and dabbing the rest of creating this beautiful water droplets effect. Here I've decided to go with the panel number 3, and this time I'm gonna be going entirely with the pink colors. So I add the basic layer, and then I did a little bit of the smooshing technique when I add the color to my glass mat, and now I am adding a little bit extra of the pink raspberry color, which is one darker shade. And to avoid having those harsh lines from the ink pad, I grabbed a piece of the kitchen sponge, as you could see, and I just gently dab it onto my glass mat. So this way I got rid of those edges from the stamping block. At first I thought I'm gonna be using the stencil to add the layer, but then I realized that I haven't washed it since my last creation, and on top of that I actually thought, okay, the challenge was to playing with the embossing folders, so let's not add any additional equipment to any additional supplies to this. Now I am creating a couple extra panels in different colors, and these are the panels which I'm planning to create my elements from. I found this embossing folder, and this is actually those like a wintry one with those pine branches. I think it was added to one of the magazine to their Christmassy version, but I want to show you that you can use whatever you have, and they not necessarily have to be summer, winter, just whatever you think it will be looking good. If you want to create some elements, you not necessarily need to just because the embossing folder was given in the Christmas edition, you not necessarily need to use it over the Christmas time. Here I have additional embossing folder which I really love, and these ones have this like a leaf texture, and this one comes from Sizzix, and I really love this 3D embossing folder. I also have a couple of those little strips with the embossing, and I think majority of them are from Tathret lace, and I have this beautiful design with the butterflies, which I thought it will be quite nice looking. And then once I will emboss my elements, I will be cutting them out. So here I am picking up few with the flowers, and I've decided to use one with this corner design, but as I'm saying, I'm gonna be coloring the pieces of the paper, and then I will try to run them through my embossing machine, and I will cut out some of these elements, which then will help me to create my cards. Once I have all the pieces of the paper color, I am just gonna be proceeding to run them through my die cutting machine, and then you will see what beautiful things we can make just with the help of the embossing folder. And this is especially a good exercise if you're looking for something to stretch your supplies, to give them additional look. Try to play with your embossing folders, because I guarantee to you, if you look through them, you will find those elements which you can use for so much more than just of creating the backgrounds. Here I had 2 extra strips which I've decided to not color them. I'm gonna be embossing them first, and then once I will run them through my embossing machine, then I will proceed with coloring. So here I have the bunch of them ready. I've just made the batch first, and then I went to my die cutting machine and I ran them through, and here you can see how did they all turn out. So I'm gonna be proceeding with coloring the one which I left white, and these are the flowery borders I had, and I thought these will be looking nice, especially with designs like that. They are very easy to color and to cut around. All I really need is just a piece of the mask, because I don't want to cover those flower area with the green ink, and then other way round, I don't want to cover the leaf area with another color. Like I'm gonna be using the pink and reds for coloring my flowers. And then, as you can see, I've grabbed a piece of the masking tape, and then I cut myself a little mask as well from the piece of the cardstock, and I'm just following the pattern. And with this little finger dabbers, it only takes a couple seconds to add the color. I'm not even being precise, because you don't have to be. And as more splotchy look, I think it's just looking really nice, because it gives it this more dimensional look. And here I am grabbing my little snip scissors, which are also very great for cutting the elements. This is the second choice of my scissors, apart from the Fiskars Easy Action. I love them both, and these are also great for cutting out. And because my elements, as you can see, they are embossed, I am just following the design with my scissors. I'm keeping my scissors in a steady position, and then I am just moving papers around, and it's very, very easy to do. I really recommend you to try this, because you're gonna be surprised how easy you can cut around those elements. And this is another tip, like if you don't like fussy cutting your stamped image, try to emboss them. Try to, obviously not with the embossing folder, but with the embossing powder. But if you're planning to cut on your elements and you want to make the job easier for you, stamp your images, cover them with either silver, gold, or even clear embossing powder, sprinkle, heat the powder on, and then you will have this raised edge, which makes the job much more easier if it comes for cutting out the elements. Here I am cutting a couple of those leafy designs as well, and I am just picking the one from the design which are looking like they are intact, like I could cut them all. And same with the another piece of the paper, which is this green leafy pattern. I am cutting the smaller leaves as well. And here are the last one bits I have here. This is this flower from another embossing folder, and again I am just following the design and cutting a couple of the flowers. And within a couple minutes, my all elements are ready. The last thing I want to do, because I'm gonna be shaping those leaves a little bit, I went over back again with the green ink just to get rid of the white edges, so they're not gonna be as visible once I give a little bit dimension and fold my leaves in half. Now here I'm gonna be assembling my cards, but before I've decided to go over my box once again, because I thought I had some sentiments as well. If it comes for the embossing folders, I knew I definitely had one with the Merry Christmas, but I don't want to use it because it's not Christmassy card. But I was pretty much sure that there was something with the sentiments, and I was right. I had three of them. The happy birthday was too big, so I've decided to stick with the for you and with love, which for this A6 cards basis I'm gonna be creating, they are just matching perfectly. So for the first one, I've decided to create this kind of a evening sky when you have this little bit red tone, pink color tone to the sky, and then I use this wavy pattern. This is like a water wave design embossing folder, which this one I think, as far as I remember, this one comes from the We Are Memory Keepers. This is one of their 3D embossing folder, and then I'm gonna be adding this sentiment. And I'm not gluing the panel to the card, because I wanted to give the I wanted to attach the strip with the sentiment first, just so I could perfectly cut it to the size, and then once I have them both adhere, I glue my panel to the front of the card. I'm gonna be adding my butterflies with the hot glue, and then I will be finishing off my butterflies, adding some little pearls to their bodies. And I have this beautiful blue color pearls, which I think they are matching up with this blue tone on my card, and this way I have this nice balance between the pink and blue color combination, and those pearls, they really enhance the card. And it's still very flat, you can still pack it in the envelope, but it's just something extra. I think this is my favorite card from three of them, but I actually like them all. So let me know, my friends, if you, once you watch till the end of the video and will see all three cards, please let me know which one is your favorite one, and I hope this video will inspire you to create some of your cards as well. Here there's a second panel. This one, because it was this American size folder, which is a little bit shorter, I've decided to give it a nice white border on the top and the bottom of my card, and then I'm gonna be gluing this floral composition to one side. And I know I'm gonna be adding my composition first, but then I wanted to glue the panel up front. So I'm adding 4 strips of the double-sided tape and a dash of the glue to the corners, and then I'm just adhering them here. And now I had a little bit trouble. I wasn't sure like how to add this sentiment. I wanted to put it as a whole strip as I did on the other card, but I've decided I really like the floral composition to go through all the way up on the card. So for that, I've decided I'm gonna be trimming the sentiment and only add it to a little portion of it, instead of having a whole strip. So here I am just gluing those leaves. I am trying to add the nice flow with these leaves and flowers, and I really like how this pink and red color tones, they stand out from the blue color background, and also the leaves, everything is looking nice. So I'm really super happy how this card is turning around, and this is just a simple elements which are embossed and cut. As you could see, I was cutting them with the scissors, and it really didn't took a lot of a time, but if you look on the card closely, it has so much dimension, it has so much texture to it, that I'm really super happy how this card turned out. So I glued the sentiment with the hot glue, and then I am covering this side from the left side with the floral composition, so it looks like the sentiment is coming from underneath the flowers. I am still trying to keep this white border on the bottom, so I trimmed the bits, and then I've trimmed the sentiment, which I didn't do a good job. I went a little bit wonky, so you're gonna see, I'm gonna fix it in a second with my guillotine, and this is something I should do from the beginning, but it would not matter. I just trim it a teeny tiny bit so no one will see it's a little bit smaller than A6 size. And here I am just picking the last leaves, just to making sure I have this nice composition filled. There is no gaps, there is no like a blue color picking from in between the flowers, so I've just add couple extra bits to fill the gaps, and my second card is ready. So this was another idea for you to use the embossing folders, and then I'm gonna be working on my third and final card. So I hope you enjoy that one too. And for this time I'm gonna be go with the pink color background, and because I was starting from A6 size panels, I want to trim this one as well, and I want to give it nice white border all around. And then to help it even more to stand out my panel, I will go over with my finger dabber, and then I will add some ink to my edges. But first, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to see how do I like my floral composition to be. And then I've decided to add a little bit extra green color to my leaves. And as I'm saying here, I've decided to shape them a little bit, and I'm also shaping my flowers, and I'm adding a little pearl to each of the flower centers, which I think it add up this nice finished touch to these flowers, and they are just looking fabulous with these pearls. But if you don't have the pearls, you can always use a dash of the glue and maybe a little bit of the glitter, or glossy accent or nude drops will be looking nice as well. So there's so many different things you can add to the flower centers. Here I grab a little drop of this easing Aladdin spray, but that could be easily done with the pink color ink. It's just something I wanted to have a pop of color just to help my border to stand around. And then I am placing this white border just to help me decide about the floral composition, so I have enough space, enough room to fit my sentiment. And once I place all these green leaves beside my flowers, I thought they are way too big. They are taking too much space, and they kind of be overshadowing those gorgeous flowers I've made. So what you can see here I'm just trimming all those leaves, just that taking the size by half, and this will really bring a lot more balance to the card. Sometimes if things doesn't look exactly the way you plan, and you just think like, oh, something is off here, just try to change things a little bit by changing the size of those leaves by half. I'm really thinking that the card looks way better than it was before with those big leaves, because they were too large for the flowers. So as I'm saying, you can change the things. Just try. If you're unhappy with the way things look, or if you're unhappy with the color, try to use another color combination. Try to change things a little bit, maybe work on a different combination, try to see how it will look with another flow. And this is the great example of you trying to exercise and train yourself in building up cards, because it comes with the time. I know like many friends will saying like, oh, your cards always like looking nice, and this takes a time. Don't get discouraged if you're a beginner, and especially I'm gonna say that to all those friends who are at the beginning of card making way. My friends, if you have seen my cards at the beginning, that was the disaster. They were off, they were out of the balance, they were absolutely like, I still like them because they were mine, and this is the work of my heart, my hands, but it takes a lot of a time, it takes a lot of a practice. I am still learning, I am still reading about the color composition, about the building up the textures and different things, and that really takes up a time. So if you're looking on someone else's card, please, especially if you're at the beginning of your journey, don't compare yourself to someone who's been making cards for 5, 7, 10 years or more. So I hope this video bring you some ideas. I hope this sparks some joy. Here you can see all 3 beautiful cards which I've made just simply with the embossing folders. So please hop onto our lovely group, which is called Drop of Inspiration, and try to see what you can come up with life using the embossing folders. Thank you so very much, my lovely friends. I hope I'll see you shortly. I will have this live class on the YouTube coming this Thursday at 7 p.m. So if you have a time, if you would like to hang around for live chat and create something nice together, definitely hop on. Stay blessed, my friends, and I am wishing you all a fabulous day. And I'll see you shortly. Bye bye.